Are we live? It looks like we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Pop Culture Asylum. I'm your host, Gabriel. I hope everyone had a great day today. It is Wednesday. You know what that means. AEW Dynamite was tonight, and tonight's show was really solid. I really like this show. And of course, this is a review of tonight's show. You guys know the drill. We're going to review the entire show from top to bottom. And without further ado, let's get this review underway. Okay, so let's get this review underway. So we start off the show with Kenny Omega going one-on-one against Matt Seidel. And if Matt Seidel wins against Kenny Omega, then Matt Seidel would be the number one contender for Kenny Omega's AEW World Championship. And this was a great match to start the show. These two men absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Like this was honestly Matt Seidel's best match in AEW and probably his best match in his pro wrestling career in a while. Like these two men absolutely killed it. Like there was one part of the match where I shit you not, I legit thought that AEW was gonna get the win to Matt Seidel. It was so close. Like it was insane. Like literally, me explaining it would not do it any justice. Like if you guys have not seen this episode of AEW Dynamite, if there's anything to go back on, watch this matchup. This was a great way to start off the show. Both men absolutely killed it. Kenny Omega picks up the victory over Matt Seidel, hitting him with the one-winged angel for the 1, 2, 3. So Kenny Omega defeats Matt Seidel in an incredible match to start off the show. Awesome match. And if you guys have not seen tonight's episode, I recommend you see this matchup. This matchup, perfecto. And again, this was a great match, and I recommend you watch. If you guys missed this show tonight, I recommend you see this match. This match, both men absolutely killed it. Amazing stuff. After that, we get like a small Dark Order segment because, of course, tonight in this episode of Dynamite, John Silver will go against Darby Allin for the TNT Championship. Did he do it? We'll find out in a few minutes. But speaking of the Dark Order, Hangman Adam Page went one-on-one against Caesar Bononi. And, this wasn't exactly a squash match because Caesar Bononi threw in, a few punches. But this was basically a short match. Nothing too crazy. Hangman Adam Page picks up the victory over Caesar Bononi. So, again, good match. Nothing too crazy. Hangman Adam Page took most of the offense anyways. This wasn't exactly a squash match, but again, we all knew who was going to win this match, and Hangman Adam Page ended up picking up the victory. So after that, we get a segment with Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk Monster, and he is calling out Sting. So basically, the rivalry between Sting and Lance Archer is all but confirmed. Okay. And more than likely, Sting and Archer are going to have this rivalry end at Double or Nothing, which is 2 months away. So, but yeah, Lance Archer is calling out Sting. And I can't wait what they're going to do with this rivalry because I think this is going to be a very interesting rivalry, between Sting and Lance Archer. Can't wait for that one. Other than that, nothing too crazy with this segment. It's just Lance Archer calling out Sting. So there's that. So after that, we get an interview with Brit Baker, DMD. Don't forget the DMD, people. DMD. Okay? So Brit Baker gets interviewed by Tony Schiavone. And this was a great promo by her. Say what you like. She may not be perfect in the ring, Like even though she has been improving in the ring, she can put up a promo. Like this was an amazing promo by Brit Baker tonight. Like Brit Baker was talking about, oh, like I'm like you're talk. She takes a jab at like the legends, like Tony Khan and AEW sign all these legends, but they tend to forget that they already have a legend in Britt Baker. This, this promo personifies heel Britt Baker. I freaking love this promo. It may not have been much, but my God, this promo literally defines Britt Baker. I'm not saying that it was like a pipe bomb type promo, but this was a really great promo by Britt Baker. I really loved it. So after that, we get an interview with Christian Cage. You guys know I got to do this. You guys know I got to do this. Christian, at last you're on your own. You know I got to do that. Oh man. So I know a lot of people are gonna hate that, but I don't care. My channel, I rules. So Christian Cage gets interviewed by Dasha. Then all of a sudden, Frankie Kazarian, my boy Kaz, comes face to face with Christian. And Frankie Kazarian actually challenged Christian to a matchup next week. Christian accepts, and we're going to get Christian Cage making his AEW in-ring debut against Frankie Kazarian, of all people, next week. And all I got to say is, take my fucking money. This matchup, I am excited for this matchup. These two men are absolutely going to kill it. Okay, Christian and Frankie Kazarian, oh my God. Like, what else can you say? Like, this is going to be a great, great match. And I cannot wait for this matchup next week. I cannot wait for Christian versus Frankie Kazarian. My God, I cannot talk today. So there's that. So after that, we get our first of our two 6-man tag team matchup as the new faction of the Pinnacle. And of course, the members of the Pinnacle, FTR, Dax Harwood, and Cash Wheeler, and Sean Spears, going against the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin of Top Flight. And again, nothing too crazy. All 6 men absolutely did a great job in this matchup. There was one point of the matchup where Dante Martin did like a freaking moonsault to like FTR, I think. And oh my God, that moonsault was so graceful, so beautiful. And I know it's a small thing to say, but it was beautiful. Duh. So the Pinnacle obviously picks up the victory over the Varsity Blondes and Dante Martin of Top Flight. After that, they basically talk crap more about the Inner Circle and how they are like the best, the greatest faction in AEW history, all that jazz. So nothing too crazy. It's just the Pinnacle making their statement. And one more thing I want to say about the Pinnacle, they have like an old school Four Horsemen type Titantron and like theme. And I really, really like that. Like the Pinnacle, like already reminds me of the Four Horsemen. Like obviously they're not as like prestigious as the Four Horsemen, at least not yet. But so far, the presentation for the Pinnacle looks freaking amazing. They look like a million, billion, gazillion bucks. Okay, the Pinnacle looks so good. And they only been like a group for like 2 weeks now. And they already look like $1 billion. Like, I love it. I love every single second of it. So after that, we get a small segment with Team Taz. Now, in case you haven't watched AEW Dynamite last week, Brian Cage, we were all saying rumors that that Brian Cage might turn babyface, because like Brian Cage was saying that he respects Sting and like Ricky Starks is wrong and stuff like that. So Team Taz made a little segment and like basically everyone at Team Taz saying like everything's cool, everything's great. But you can see that throughout the interview that Brian Cage was unsure of himself. Like it's like Brian Cage doesn't even want to be there anymore. So I feel like every week, like we're getting more and more teases of Brian Cage breaking away from Team Taz. Like Brian Cage in this like segment looked very unsure of being a part of Team Taz. So basically, I think it's all but confirmed at this point. I think that we can all probably say that Brian Cage is going to break up from Team Taz and start like a babyface run, which I wouldn't mind. And again, like I already said this in my previous Dynamite review, which by the way is in the channel. If you guys didn't watch it, make sure you go watch. But if you want, but basically what I said in that preview is that even though I love Team Taz, I feel like it's not derailing Brian Cage's and even Ricky Stark's momentum, but I feel like it's just halting it a little bit. And you can only do so much with Brian Cage and Ricky Stark. Like they haven't really done much with Brian Cage and Ricky Starks, like other than the Sting Darby Allin feud. And now that that is over, like honestly, what is next for Brian Cage, Ricky Starks, and just the rest of Team Taz? Okay, like other than that Sting Darby rivalry, I just don't see why Team Taz should even be a thing anymore. So like, even though I love Team Taz, I feel like Brian Cage breaking away from Team Taz, and I hope Ricky Starks does the same thing. Like, could be a good thing for their careers. Okay, but that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So there's that. Nothing too crazy. So after that, we get an interview with QT Marshall, who's been acting very heelish lately for the last couple of weeks. Now, he gets interviewed by Tony Schiavone, and he's basically frustrated with the entire Nightmare family. So he challenged Cody Rhodes to an exhibition matchup next week. So Cody Rhodes comes out with like a bandage arm and all, and he accepts the match against QT Marshall next week. Now, keep in mind, Cody Rhodes still has a brace on, and I don't know if AEW is still doing like the Cody Rhodes Pentagon Jr. rivalry. I assume so because again, Pentagon Jr. practically put Cody's arm in a brace. Okay, basically breaking his arm. Now it's not serious that like they showed it like tonight, but we can't just forget the fact that Pentagon tried to break Cody Rhodes' arm, and his arm barely survived Pentagon's assault. So I assume that they're still continuing the rivalry between Cody Rhodes and Pentagon Jr. And so there's that. Like again, like I don't see. Honestly, I don't even know why this matchup is happening between Cody Rhodes and QT Marshall. Like, wouldn't it make more sense to do QT Marshall versus Dustin Rhodes? Because QT Marshall has been making, like, he has been pissing off Dustin Rhodes lately. So wouldn't it make sense for, like, Dustin Rhodes to address QT Marshall instead of Cody? And then we got, like, a Dustin Rhodes versus QT Marshall match next week. I feel like the Cody Rhodes QT Marshall exhibition match is really unnecessary. Like really, really unnecessary. So, like, and again, Cody Rhodes is like kayfabe injured. So, like, I don't know. This is a weird situation. I don't know why they want to do Cody versus QT, even though Dustin Rhodes versus QT Marshall makes a lot more sense. But let's see where this goes. Let's see where it heads. I think all we know for sure is that QT Marshall is definitely going to turn heel next week, 100%. And again, if you guys have seen my last AEW Dynamite review, I said that if QT Marshall turns heel and split away from the Nightmare family, that's going to be the biggest mistake of QT Marshall's life. Because I don't see AEW doing much with QT Marshall, like when he splits up from the Nightmare family. Honestly, I just see QT Marshall as another jobber. Okay, so I don't see AEW doing much with QT Marshall. Okay, so that's just my opinion. But again, we'll see where the cards lie next week. So after that, we get probably one of my favorite matches of the night. The Lucha Bros, Seidel, Miedo, both Pentagon Jr. and Felix, with the Laredo Kid, who put up a very strong performance tonight. I love the Laredo Kid against the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. Now you're probably wondering, why is Pac not in this matchup? Why has Pac have not been wrestling lately? Well, in case you guys don't know, Pac is injured right now. So, like, some of you might say that it should have like been Pac and Felix with the Laredo kick as the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. Well, sorry, but Pac is injured right now. So, but I like how what AEW did and put Pentagon Jr. with Felix and the Laredo Kid. It makes sense. Okay, Pentagon Jr. is the next best option because Pac is still injured. So that's definitely understandable. And we still got a great match out of it. Well, 100%, we still got a great match out of it. These 6 men absolutely killed it. Okay? If there's anything you should go back and watch about this show is Kenny Omega versus Matt Seidel, the Brit Baker promo, this 6-man tag team match with the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler, which Brandon Cutler actually looked pretty decent tonight. I was actually very impressed with his performance. So Kenny Omega and Seidel, the Baker promo, the 6-man tag team match between the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid against the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler, and the main event Darby Allin versus John Silver for the TNT Championship. Those are the 4 things you should go back and watch if you guys didn't watch AEW Dynamite tonight. But like, just if you just didn't watch this entire episode tonight, I recommend you do so. It was a really fun show tonight with really great matches. But the Young actually, hold on, I think I forgot who won. The Young Bucks, actually. Was it the Young Bucks? Hold on, let me double check. Oh my god, I'm having a brain fart over here. Hold on, let me double check. So, AEW Dynamite 3/4/21 results. Hold on, let me double check. And I was wrong. It was the Lucha Bros and the Laredo Kid picking up the victory over the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler. I watched the matchup. Okay, for some strange reason, I just had a brain fart. So the Lucha Bros and the Laredo Kid picks up the victory. But after that, Kenny Omega comes in and attacks, I believe it was Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. gets attacked by Kenny Omega. He attacks Pentagon, he attacks Felix, and then he attacks Laredo Kid. Okay. So Kenny Omega, so in case you didn't watch last week, the Young Bucks actually left Kenny Omega out to dry because the Young Bucks just doesn't like Kenny Omega and his new attitude anymore. So Kenny Omega comes out and addressed the Young Bucks and literally says to the Young Bucks, you got one more chance. You got one more chance to make this right. Join the Bullet Club. but then the Young Bucks just don't. And during his promo, he just insults Brandon Cutler and just like secretly insults the Young Bucks. And the Young Bucks doesn't want any of it. So basically, the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler just left Kenny Omega out to dry. So, like, they go, Kenny Omega's just talking crap. He turns around, gets super kicked by both Pentagon Jr. and Ray Felix. And basically, Pentagon Felix and the Laredo Kid just destroyed Kenny Omega. Like, they just demolish Kenny Omega. So, there's that. I loved every second of it. Gallows and Anderson came out to make sure that Kenny Omega was okay. And of course, this all leads to a match that was announced for next week, which I will get to in a little bit. So after that, we get a small vignette of Jade Cargill, nothing too crazy. Basically, all the generic stuff like I'm here in AEW, I'm going to like decimate this women's division, and that this women's division is mine. So there's that, nothing too crazy. And then after that, we get like this announcement that Cody and Brandy has been like building up all day. And it looks like they are making a reality show. AEW is making a reality show of Cody and Brandy Rhodes. Really? Do we really need another wrestling reality show? Who the hell watches the other reality? Who the hell watches Total Divas or Total Bellas or whatever that shit is? Okay? Like who asks for a reality show of the Rhodes family? Not one soul asked for this. But okay, congratulations. Again, nothing too crazy. So, after that unnecessary announcement, we get another beautiful segment between Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston. And I hope and pray that these two men end up becoming AEW Tag Team Champions in 2021 because the chemistry in their promos is just beautiful. Like, it doesn't feel scripted. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel out of place. It's just Moxley and Kingston being Moxley and Kingston. It's just everything they say together is just legit. Okay, and I loved every second of it. And I hope and pray that Moxley and Kingston becomes AEW Tag Team Champions in 2021 because my God, they deserve it. And they would make one hell of Tag Team Champions. I would enjoy their reign. Like, just this promo alone was just awesome. Just freaking awesome. So after that, we get our second to last matchup of the night as Ty Conti went one-on-one against the native beast, Nyla Rose. And like Ty Conti actually picks up the victory over Nyla Rose. And can I just say that Ty Conti is looking better and better in the ring. And she is becoming like more and more of a focal point in the AEW women's division, which is great because she is a talented wrestler. And like, I'm surprised NXT did nothing with Ty Conti, but AEW managed to make something out of Ty Conti. Like, Ty Conti like put up a great showcase tonight against Nyla Rose. And apparently Ty Conti is like number 1 in the power rankings of the women's division. So it looks like that Ty Conti is the number 1 contender for the AEW Women's Championship against Hikaru Shida. So Ty Conti picks up the victory in a very good matchup. Nyla Rose attacks Ty Conti afterwards, but Hikaru Shida came for the save, attacking Nyla Rose. But then unexpectedly, Allin of the new like Hardy Party came in and attacked Hikaru Shida and Ty Conti. And for some strange reason, Matt Hardy comes out and says that the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament was like a joke. It was a fluke. And that Allin deserves to be the next AEW Women's Champion. So, like, so there's a lot of weirdness going on in the AEW Women's division. Like, here's the so it looks like we're definitely going to get a Kuroshita versus Tai Conti match. There's no doubt about it. Like they're gonna put up one hell of a match. Like I am really excited for that match. Like Tai Conti literally proved tonight. Like she has been getting better and better and better in the ring. And honestly, I cannot wait for a matchup between Tai Conti and Hikaru Shida. But like it looks like that they're also putting Ali into the women's championship title picture. I don't know, it's kind of wonky right now, but we'll see where the cards lie. And speaking of which, this is a great segue to next week's matches. So the next week's matches has been announced, and next week we get a tag team matchup between as Hikaru Shida and Tai Conti teams up against Nyla Rose and Ali of the new Hardy Party. Also next week, we finally get the finale, which I hope this is the finale of Miro and Kip Sabian going against Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy in an arcade anarchy brawl or something like that. I just hope that this is the end of this rivalry. So that way Miro can move on with his singles career and that best friends can move on from this rivalry. Okay, because this rivalry has overstayed its welcome by 1,000%. Okay, so hopefully this rivalry ends next week. Also next week, we get Cody versus QT Marshall in an exhibition match. Also next week, we get the Bullet Club of Kenny Omega, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson against the Laredo Kid, Pentagon Jr., and Ray Felix next week. I am excited for that matchup. I am really hyped for that matchup. And also next week, Christian Cage will make his AEW in-ring debut against Frankie Kazarian next week, which I'm also extremely excited about. Both of those men are absolutely going to kill it. So very stacked card next week for AEW Dynamite. So before we get to our main event, we get like a small vignette of Scorpio Sky basically advertising his matchup for AEW Dark Elevation next Monday, which honestly, with AEW Dark Elevation, I'm an AEW fan. And even I have to admit, so far, AEW Dark Elevation is extremely unnecessary. It's basically just another Dark. So, and you already got Dark. So, what's the point of having AEW Dark Elevation? It doesn't make any sense. Like, who knows? Like, this is like next week's show is like it's gonna be like his third show of AEW Dark Elevation, and like who knows? Maybe AEW could do something with the show, but I highly doubt it because so far it's just another AEW Dark. So I haven't been watching AEW Dark Elevation since the first episode. And like again, so far it's just another AEW Dark. So nothing too crazy there. So after that, we get to the main event of the evening as Darby Allin defended the TNT Championship against John Silver of the Dark Order. And what can I say? What the hell can I say? That literally what me trying to explain this matchup would not do it any justice. This was a great match. Both men absolutely killed it. And there was times in this matchup where I thought John Silver was going to win this matchup. Like John Silver was giving it his all. Now, there was a part of the matchup where like John Silver kind of hurt his arm and it didn't look kayfabe, it kind of looked real. So I really hope nothing too major happened with John Silver's arm. And if he is injured, I hope he's okay. And hopefully it's not a major injury. But John Silver pulled through, and both men absolutely killed it. Absolutely killed it. Such a great matchup between both Darby Allin and John Silver. Darby Allin picks up the victory over John Silver to retain the TNT Championship in a very close battle. Of course, the Dark Order were like supporting John Silver, and Sting was also at ringside supporting Darby Allin, and to make sure that um the Dark Order did not interfere in this matchup. So Darby Allin picks up the victory, retaining the TNT Championship in a great match, very great matchup. So after that, both Darby Allin and John Silver shows respect, like basically giving respect. But then all of a sudden, Matt Hardy and his crew started to start some shit, and literally Matt Hardy goes on the attack, attacking Darby Allin, and then the Dark Order attacks. It's just all out chaos. Like Ty Conti comes out attacking Ali and gets some revenge for attacking her like a couple minutes ago. It's basically an all out brawl. So it looks like the Hardy Party and the Dark Order are not done with this rivalry. But also at the same time, like Matt Hardy attacked Darby Allin. So I think AEW is teasing a TNT Championship matchup between both Darby Allin and Matt Hardy, which is going to be really, really interesting. But that's basically how the show ended with the Dark Order and the Hardy Party brawl. And that's basically the entire show. It's not like it wasn't a great show. It was just a very good, solid show. Very good, solid show. Like again, if you guys have not seen tonight's show, I want you to check out four things with tonight's show, and that's Omega versus Seidel, Brit Baker's amazing promo, the six-man tag team match between the Lucha Bros and Laredo Kid versus the Young Bucks and Brandon Cutler, and the main event between Darby Allin and John Silver. Because those four was definitely highlights for me. Great, great stuff. But overall, I thought this show was a very solid show. Very solid, very fun show. And like things are starting to come into place in AEW. Things are slowly starting to come in place. So it's AEW is definitely going to be interesting for the next couple of weeks, which I am really, really excited for. But that's basically all I gotta say. Very solid show tonight. I love mostly every second of it. But I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Do you guys agree with me? Do you guys disagree with me? Was there something you like? Was there something you hate? I want to know what you guys think in the comment section. Okay, and all I ask in this channel is to not be assholes in the comment section. It's okay to have a different opinion. Okay, I won't be an asshole to you as long as you're not an asshole to me or anyone that has a different opinion in the comment section. That's basically all I ask in this channel. Okay, but if you have a different opinion, speak out. Speak out. I want to know what you guys think about tonight's show. But other than that, if you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment. And if you like the content that I make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss any of my videos. But until next time, this is Gabriel, and I'll see you next time in the asylum. Good night, everyone.